Okay, so let me show how I do that. So I'm going to just shimmy this pizza in to the oven. And that's just another way of doing it. And we got about 15 minutes for that as well. Hi, How To Chris here. Thanks for joining me today. So today I'll show how I made this pizza at home in my toaster oven. So this was just made with the fresh dough from my previous video. And in this video I'll show how to stretch out this dough, get it nice and thin so it cooks well in the toaster oven. It takes 15 minutes. And I just put a little sauce on top with a garden tomato and fresh mozzarella. And as you can see, these are the tomatoes and fresh mozzarella, and you can squeeze some lemon juice on top. So this is just a personal pie made at home, very crispy, and I have the recipe, how I do the dough, very simple. Okay, so let's make another pie here. So let me get a towel under my cutting board here. This is floured up here, it's not too bad. I'm running low on flour, but let's see if we can get it done with just a little bit of flour for the stretching. So we got the dough ball right here, ready to go. And let's use up this flour. That's really cutting it low for stretching. You usually want to have a little more flour than that, but we should be able to do it. So really what I'm going to do is just flatten this out. I could stay away from the edges if I want. And it's still going to make a crust even if I go all the way. So I did just basically one way like this. And I'll turn it 90 degrees. And I'm not pushing down, I'm pushing flat with my fingertips. And that's that. I'll flip it over. Okay, 90 degrees. Okay, and then I can do a couple other things. I can basically stretch it out a few ways. So we talked about this already, right? You can just do that and you really can be done with it there, but I want it thinner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand like this, and I'm just going to stretch and turn it, stretch, 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 turn it. So like that a few times. Now go on the other side, and we can do the same thing. So my hand, back of my hand is down, and then I pull, turn, pull, turn, pull, turn, pull, turn. Okay. I can also do this kind of motion. So I'll stretch it, turn it. That. Stretch, turn, stretch and turn. Now I'm going to get it onto the back of my hand here, in this hand, and then I'll just kind of spin it, get the camera a little bit higher, and just letting the weight of the dough fall onto my hands, back of my hands. If it gets too thin in the middle, I can lower it down and just concentrate on the sides. Okay, so that's what we got here. This is like a 12-inch pie. It's all going to depend on the size of the dough ball. Stretch it out, looks nice. And this one's ready for the toppings. So I have one pizza in, I'll be taking it out, and we'll put some toppings on this one and put that in. So I'm just using what I have. So we can go with some just sauce and fresh mozzarella. I'm going to do sauce with some fresh tomato, garden tomato here. Okay, so let's just plate this. And there we have it. So with the fresh tomatoes, it gives it so much more flavor, and it's more juicy. So I'll just take a peek in, and that's it, cooking. We got another 10 minutes left. So again, see how the crust is forming, and I didn't really even concentrate on making it. As long as you don't put any of the toppings on the edges, it'll puff right up. Okay, so now another way of doing it is I can keep this pan in the oven so it stays nice and hot on the bottom. And both ways is fine, but if this is in, it'll give it a crispier bottom. So let's do that. Okay, so that's in the oven, and it's going to get up to the right temperature, as hot as it goes. And now it's time to make this one. And we're going to put it on this board, and then I'm going to shimmy it into place into the oven. Let's see if I can come up with a tiny bit more flour. Yep, I do have a little bit more. So now to get this off, you can just flip it upside down. So as I said before, you stretch and turn, stretch, turn. put this one in. We'll shimmy that one in. Okay, so let me show how I do that. So I'm going to just shimmy this pizza in to the oven. And that's just another way of doing it. And we got about 15 minutes for that as well.